I wanted to come on and talk about the Virginia races that happened on Tuesday night. The Democrats got trounced. They got beat, son, in a state that was Democratic plus 10. And I'm going to break it down the best way I know how, and just with my thoughts. And I've spoken to a couple friends from Virginia, including a guest that will be on the podcast very soon, Naima Wilhawa, who you all know very well, if you've seen the interviews I've done with them. And there are two reasons why they lost in the Democratic Party. Number one, because they're a bullshit party. Number two, because they're stupid. And number three, they ain't got nothing to offer. So there you go. They're corrupt. They're a terrible party. And if you vote for them, you're a chump. You should never vote for the Democratic Party. Always vote third party. So the Democrats ran a milquetoast conservative campaign, right? And the first thing they did was, well, the main thing they did is they ran the, oh my God, Trump is so bad, Trump is so bad. And the ad that Terry McAuliffe ran was, we need to fix our democracy. And they put Trump saying, oh, there's fine people on both sides, okay? And, oh my God, Trump is really bad, Trump's really bad. We got to fix the country. Oh. So this focus on Trump is what the race was on, part of it, right? Trump's out of office. He's out. He's gone, you first. Why are you talking about a guy who's no longer relevant in the conversation? Because, see, here's the thing. Biden came in and he said, hey, I'll be your next president. I'll take this guy out. I need your help to do it. So if you get me in office, we'll return back to normal. Now, back to normal in regular times would be like, why do I want to return to that? Because return to normal was never good for the people like you and me. The people who are living paycheck to paycheck, the people who can't afford groceries, are often at food drives, who can't make the month's rent, who have trouble putting food on the table, who can't pay $5 for their kid to go to the book fair, who can't afford gas in their car, who can't afford the cost of living, especially in these Democratic states. And going back to normal is not a good idea. But at the time, because of a pandemic and all of that, well, people were like, well, hell yeah. Okay, so you get Trump out of office. Why are you talking about him? Stop talking about Trump, my God. He's out. He's not your villain anymore. So that backfired on them anyway. Now look, Virginians hate Trump. The majority of them, yes. Another thing they did was McAuliffe was running on this culture war crap. So he went down the rabbit hole of the Republicans. The Republicans are great at the rabbit hole because their policies are unpopular. No one likes the Republican policies. But they end up voting for them because you get a Democrat who's more of a Republican. So obviously, why would I vote for someone who's trying to be a Republican when I can vote for the Republican? And then that someone decides, I'm going to run against Trump even though Trump isn't in office. And then you get this guy who has no policies. And he goes and does the culture. Oh my God, he's bad and democracy and the immigrants and the Muslims and all this and that. And he went down that rabbit hole where the Republican won because that's their bread and butter. You're not going to win against Republicans if you go down that rabbit hole of culture war. Where you will win and where Terry McAuliffe failed was economics, populist economics. I mean, it's simple. Terry McAuliffe should have said, hey, I'm going to give you the minimum wage. Lies. I'm going to lower prescription drugs. I'm going to lower your taxes. I'm going to give you a stimulus check. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this, that. He could have done all of that talking about economics, jobs. Hey, let me put food on the table. Let me help you with that. Let me help with rent control. Let me help. All the nice, beautiful economic issues that people talk about at the kitchen table, he never talked about that. So how do you expect people to decide to vote for the Democratic Party if they aren't talking about the issues that actually matter? So he never went that route. And, you know, MSNBC and all of it, Tim Kaine and Chris Murphy, the two senators from Virginia, are saying, oh, he went too far to the left. You assholes, he never went to the left. You guys are stupid. He never went to the left. He went to the right. And he never really discussed economics. And you know why he can't discuss economics? Because Ralph Northam hasn't done anything for economics. Virginia is 50 out of 50 in terms of economics. In terms of working class issues. No unions, no minimum wage. It's still at $7.25, by the way. You have a House of Delegates that's ran by the Democrats. You've got which is supermajority. You got a supermajority Senate that's run by the Democrats, and you've got the gubernatorial mansion and the Supreme Court and the other courts ran by Democrats. I think is it the Attorney General, the Secretary of State, and everybody else in this, or the Attorney General, whoever, the Lieutenant Governor, all Democrats. And guess what? Nothing has changed in the state. The other thing is he nationalized the race, which was a big no-no. And this is, I'm going to get to Glenn Youngkin in a second because he won. And where Glenn Youngkin did great, these guys did horrible. Terry McAuliffe nationalized the race, and he brought out these characters in Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Oh, this hurts. Oh, this hurts. This hurts. Kamala Harris and Barack Obama, he brought them out. And so Joe Biden, of course. So Barack Obama comes out and makes this speech that basically says, in summary, hey, you should vote for us even though we give you these half milquetoast, centrist, stupid policies that don't even actually help you, but they really do help the rich. And you should vote for us even though we failed you. Vote for us even though we fail you. Vote for us even though we don't do what we say we're going to do in the elections when we get into office. Even though we're going to fail you again, but vote for us because we failed you. That was what Obama said. What an inspiring message, Barack. What a great message. I want to go vote for you, man. Imagine going to a car dealership and you go get a car and you get like a Toyota Camry, and all of a sudden the brakes aren't working, so you crash. And the AC's not working, and you're like, dude, what the hell did you do? So you go back, and hey, I'm so sorry, that was on us. Here's a Toyota Camry again. You go, you grab the Toyota Camry, and you crash again. Because bad brakes, no AC, the seatbelt doesn't work, something's wrong with the car. And you just keep doing that, and then the car salesman goes, come to us, even though I'm going to give you a terrible car that doesn't work. Oh my God, come on. It's stupid. Then, you know, Kamala Harris, get it? Woo! She is uninspiring. No one likes her. Nobody likes her. She's got, what, a 30% approval rating? She's doing so bad, Democrats are panicking. She's got lower numbers than Dick Cheney, Dan Quayle, Mike Pence had higher approval ratings than Kamala Harris. And you bring her to speak? Okay. Oh my. Way to lose an election. There you go. And then you get Joe Biden coming out and saying, well, you know, folks, he's a Trump lookalike in khakis, or lookalike in khakis or something. He compares him to like Trump, and he's a Trump lookalike, and he's this and that, and oh my God, we got rid of Trump. Do you really want Trump? What did I say when Newsom won his recall election? Watch them try and use this strategy nationally. And we just got a taste of what they did. They used Trump in their, and whatever, and guess what? They lost. So Joe Biden never talked economics because he can't. He never does it because he can't. Because this is the other issue. I'm going to get right into it. They basically didn't do anything. You have this infrastructure bill that's corporatized and all of that. And then you have this human infrastructure bill that's just being whittled down and whittled down and whittled down and whittled down and whittled down from $3.5 or $3 trillion to $1.75 trillion. And I just did a video that you guys can check out, and I'll put it in the description. Well, more work for me. That basically they say we're going to take out paid medical leave, paid family leave, expansion of Medicare to dental and vision. So hey, you can hear but you can't talk, and you can't see, can't speak right, no teeth and no vision. So you're blind like me. 2 years community college, allowing Medicare to negotiate with the prescription drug companies, big pharma. All of that is out. And then this climate money is not really climate money. It's bullshit. So all of that's out. So the idea of the Democratic Party under Joe Biden is, we're going to take out all the things that are popular. 80% for prescription drugs. 80% for the Medicare expansion for dental and vision and hearing. 80%. 80% or 90% for the 2 years free community college. Paid medical leave. Paid family leave. All of those issues, if you pull them separately, are super popular. More than 60% of the American people are like, well, hell yeah, that's a bill. So what the Democratic Party said was, let's just whittle it down and whittle it down and whittle it down and shred it and take the most popular issues and get rid of them. That's going to help us win an election. Well, Joe Biden can't talk populist economics or economics in general because he's done nothing. All he did was he gave you a crummy ass little stimulus check worth $1,400. And by the way, he upset Georgia Democrats, by the way, because he promised $2,000, but then he came in and means tested the shit out of it, and then he meekly went, oh, well, Trump already gave you $600. I'm just going to give you $1,400. That's exactly what I meant. So I lied to you on the campaign. So people didn't forget that they didn't get $2,000. And you might think, oh, it's only $600 off. $600 to a family where a single mom takes care of takes care of her 3 kids means everything. My mom could have used that extra $600. I'm not kidding. She could have used that money. And yet, Joe Biden broke that promise. And they also didn't give you the minimum wage. They also didn't pass the PRO Act, which would have helped with unions. They didn't do anything for it. Where's the public option? Not in the bill. They haven't done anything for you. So why are you going to have people vote for you? Now to Glenn Youngkin. How did he win? Well, he walked a thin line between not upsetting the base that loves Trump overwhelmingly. So how do you not upset them? But how do you also not upset the moderate Republicans, if there are any? To me, there are no moderate Republicans. They're all right-wing. And how can I take away from the suburbanites who flipped for Biden that helped him win by 10 in Virginia? Well, for the Trump base, he accepted his endorsement, but he didn't want Trump to come and speak for him, because when Trump opens his mouth, it's like, oh my God, just shut up. Oh. And he was probably going to say, it's fraud, it's rigged. Same like he did with Larry Elder, and Larry Elder lost because he suppressed his own votes. Trump suppressed his votes. Then, what he did was, he didn't talk about immigration. He steered real clear of that, even though there's something going on at the southern border. He did, however, touch on the culture war issues. And he said, oh my God, are we going to allow transgenders in our bathrooms? And Naeem is going to talk about the cases that inspired all of that, or critical race theory is being taught in schools. Oh my God. And I mean, he did a couple other things that Naeem will talk about in terms of not upsetting the base, but also getting those suburbanites. The main thing that he did, that my friend Naeem told me and a couple other friends, he localized the race. He didn't nationalize it. Because on a national scale, the Democratic Party is terrible, but the Republican Party is bull. So he knew he didn't need to do that. What he needed to do was do the opposite of what the Democrat was doing. So he's going to localize the race. I'm going to cut your grocery tax, because that's a big issue in Virginia, apparently, according to my friends. And people are like, well, hell yeah, you're going to cut my grocery tax? Well, hell yeah. And then he said, I'm going to cut prescription drugs, and I'm going to bring jobs back, and I'm going to do this, and he talked economics, the bread and butter issues that are at the kitchen table. Ooh, bread and butter. And then Terry McAuliffe was begging Joe Biden, apparently, to please pass the infrastructure bill as it is. Please! It would help me out tremendously. Joe Biden didn't do it. So then he, like a week before the election, started talking, jobs, I'm going to get you jobs. But it was too late. The polls were already with Youngkin neck and neck, and Youngkin beat him 10 points. So that's, in a sense, how Youngkin won and Joe Biden and the Democrats lost, and Terry McAuliffe lost. And by the way, you know, Terry McAuliffe governed before. So it's not like Virginia forgot how he governed on social issues. And by the way, legalizing marijuana, Ralph Northam ruined that too. So, because the law is crazy and terrible. So, Youngkin, in short, ran a fine line between not upsetting the Republican base, but also trying to flip the suburbanites. So don't go too Trumpian, but use some of the rhetoric, and then localized the issues. So yes, he went into the culture war crap, which is stupid, but that's Republicans for you. But he also localized the issues. So where the Democrats didn't do that is their fault. So maybe had they done that, well, we would have had a different race on our hands. But there you go. Democrats lose by 10. It's a 20-point swing, and they deserve it.